Welcome to Insights. I'm Eric. Thanks for joining us here today. We're going to talk about the wheat market. I know people are talking about it this weekend. The big price move has those people sitting down this weekend to eat their Wheaties and wondering if this thing's going to cost $5 a box at some point in 2022 or 2023. That might be an exaggeration of what's taken place, but I'm telling you that the one time that we had talked about waiting for the setup and waiting for the invisible hand to recognize the setup, it's moved quite quickly. But before I go into the details of how this setup and the reset and why it's colored yellow, I think we're going to introduce some of these topics for open discussion. I want to talk about the evolution of the trade, the following three time frames: the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. How we move. We follow the primary trend through a flip process until it ages. That's the 1 through 4 phases. So you can click here, and I'll leave the link below for everyone who's following on and subscribing and probably hasn't listened to a lot of these conversations to know what the heck is he talking about. But we are following the wheat primary trend, which is up for 11 months and a 20% return. But it really is the combination of these two time frames which have changed dramatically since the start of the week. Early in the week or the beginning of the week, we were looking at a weekly trend that was starting to probe down and could have flipped down to where it went right back up, and then the daily busted up and changed into a breakout. So now we have a breakout underway. We have a weekly trend that's reestablished its up move and all the extension that's associated with it. And now we have a prime or a composite trend that has returned to triple up. And we're going to take a look at those in a second. So that's really the evolution of the trade in terms of a trading discipline. That's the discipline that works side by side with the subscribers that follow this. It's kind of like your conscience or the control of your conscience, so that your emotions don't step in and take you out of whack. We follow the primary trend until the primary trend gets old or until it gets extended in terms of the price or the time cycles. These are all concepts, and everything in here in these boxes you can watch by clicking any of these videos. It helps discuss here. It helps discuss the composite trend, what this all means. We're going to talk about that in a second anyways, but I wanted to give a chance to introduce this to anyone who's trading or involved with wheat, consuming wheat, anything. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot probably more going on than the weather cycles that are in play. The invisible hand is discounting those things as we speak, and it's not talking about them. It's not what's going on, and it's not what's going on in the Twitter or the internet universe. It's not really even the Weather Channel that controls this. There's more at play. We're going to discuss some of those components, and then we're going to look at the energy build, which is also part of the evolution of the trade, and that's right here. And these numbers they're significant enough to make us look twice. They've changed dramatically in the last 2 weeks. Anybody who's watching this, anyone who's watched previous reviews, is tuning in here just because of this alone, and they're going to try and say, well, man, what is he going to say about the composite trend? Well, we're going to have to talk about that. So before we do that, I want to thank everyone who's taken the time to watch this, to be introduced to the evolution of the trade. There's more than just the wheat market, but that's what we're talking about right now. And I encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and consider subscribing to the Matrix, because it's something that will help eliminate yourself from the equation. And that is a big part of the problem for many. Self dominates, and it makes us do things that we don't want to do. But you can change all that by learning to use the computer-aided tools to contain yourself and to make yourself far more efficient. So thanks for watching, and until then, we'll talk to you guys later.